Hi, my name is Carly Schinkelberg, and I'm going to be talking to you today about cheap intra-European flights. I have my audience here for you, and a visual aid, and we're going to get started. Okay, so imagine you can fly for just 4 quarters. Now imagine that you could fly for just 1. You actually don't have to imagine, because this is a reality. Discount airlines are dramatically cheaper in Europe. In fact, they're so inexpensive that you can actually fly for less than a quarter. I'm sure you've seen great deals on various websites for their cheaps of the week or their last minute deals, and you've probably found a cheap flight to Chicago for about $100 return, and you're thinking that seems like a pretty great deal. And while in fact it is a pretty great deal, you could actually find a cheap 80% cheaper from London to Milan. There are a couple of reasons why this could actually matter to you. The first reason is that this model is already here in the United States. Spirit Airlines will show similarity to the European websites that I'm about to share with you, but with Spirit Airlines, they're showing you intra-US deals. Also important, if you are going on holiday to Europe, you're able to avoid expensive rail. You can dodge those travel agents that are trying to take all of your money from you, and you can make the most out of your trip. They don't make it that easy, of course, but by the end of our conversation, you should have a good grasp on how to take advantage of these great deals. The first place to start is by looking at low-cost carrier websites for the best offers. Some discount carriers that are popular in Europe include Ryanair, as I'm showing you here, EasyJet, Wizz Air, and Vueling. Now, most people assume that because it's a discount airline, that it's a rundown, or that the aircrafts are run down, or that they're an older fleet. However, this is not the case. These carriers are among the youngest fleets in the world. Just to give you an idea, U.S. carriers, the age ranges from 7 to 30 years. And here at Ryanair, their fleet is less than 3 years old. Another way to find great deals is to try websites like skyscanner.net or kayak.com. Here you can try finding deals by testing destination pairs. Kayak, for example, has an option where you can go to the map and input your departure city, desired month of travel, and it will list prices and options for travel all over the world, showing their best deals at the moment. Now, when booking low-cost flights, flexibility is key. You want to be able to find a time when you can get off work, and it's avoiding those high travel times like Christmas and Thanksgiving. And make sure that you are aware of when the fare sales, booking and travel periods expire. Just for the purpose of this discussion, I'm going to use an example of London and Paris. London is home to 5 airports that all contribute to its metro area. In return, Paris has 3 major airports, much like New York has JFK, LaGuardia, and Newark. It is important then to evaluate those airports in relation to your final destination. Not just the city that you're going to arrive in, but actually the hotel you are staying at and its distance from the airport. For this example, you can take the London subway system, also known as the Tube, all the way out to London Heathrow. And this will typically take as long as an hour, but it only costs you about £6 or around $9 US. The metro in Paris, known as the RER, takes approximately 30 minutes from Paris Charles de Gaulle and about 45 minutes from Paris Orly. However, the express transports can cost as much as $20, and they take nearly as long. So, for example, a flight from London Stansted to Paris Orly costs you $20. A flight from London Heathrow to Paris Orly costs you $40. It looks like Stansted is the easy option here, but once you factor in the $20 transfer to the airport versus the $9 from the Tube, the gap is much smaller. It is also important when looking at low-cost flights to keep in mind the cost of the taxes and fees. In some cases, the cost of the ticket may be $1.50, but the taxes and surcharges can be up to $30. U.S. airlines have learned from the European airlines that travelers actually prefer lower fares as compared to the frills. They would rather pay for their conveniences and comforts as they choose them. For example, on that London to Paris flight, on that weekend trip for 3 days, how much do you really need to take with you? Would you rather another $50 to $100 in your pocket, or an extra 2 pair of jeans that you may not even wear? The cost of checked baggage on low-cost carriers can cost you up to $60 each way. In most cases, it is cheaper to take a trip back home just to switch your laundry. And obviously this is ridiculous, but so is not being able to pack 3 days worth of clothes in a carry-on. It is also imperative when looking at low-cost carriers that you look over the booking page with great detail. They charge for insurance, seat selection, priority boarding, and sometimes even checking in online or checking in at the airport. So when you're getting to the final stages of booking your low-cost flight, it is imperative that you make sure all of these options are deselected. In most cases, the website will already select those options for you, trying to get the most money from you. If you choose to have these frills, you want to make sure that you do have them in your total cost. By factoring all of this information in, you can find really great deals. I'm going to show you what's currently some really great deals that they have going on in intra-European flights. For example, right now, a great deal going on is from London Stansted to Milan, Bergamo. Ryanair shows this flight for £5 each way, a total of $10, everything included, and it gets you from London Stansted to Milan, Bergamo. Now, a couple of things that you'll need to factor in is that London Stansted is quite a ways out of the city. It's about a 45-minute to an hour bus ride. It costs approximately $10 each way. So there's $20 added on to your total of £10, about $15. So already you're at $35. Now when you get into Milan, Bergamo, it's about 45 minutes outside of the city. So you'll need to take another bus to and from the airport at another about $10. So there's another 20 added on, bringing you to about $55 in total. Still a really great deal on a return flight to Milan, but you just need to kind of think about which factors you want to include, the convenience of being right in the city or saving money. The next example is the same flight for the same dates on a different low-cost carrier website. However, this one goes out of London Gatwick, which is a bit more in the city, and straight into Milan city as well. Here you get it for the cheapest you can find with EasyJet at about £50 or about $75. However, you take out some of those travels from the city center out to the airport. In total, the savings still goes with Ryanair. You still save about $20 when choosing the out-of-city airports. So in total, when looking at all of these, you need to just really think about what you're willing to compromise. By packing smart and choosing what is a priority to you, seat selection, boarding group, and just educating yourself on the total convenience of low-cost carriers, you really take advantage of some of the cheapest travel in the world, and you can see more than you ever thought possible. Thank you.
Yay.